By the way, if you ever go to a child's birthday party and you get them kinetic sand or slime, go fuck yourself. A, we have so much kinetic sand and so much slime. B, some of the slime is great and it cleans up really easily. Some of it is the stickiest shit that's ever existed on planet Earth and will not come off any surface no matter how hard you try. It could take hours to actually get all the slime off of the shit. And the kinetic sand is literally, it clumps better than regular sand. So you're like, what's the problem? The problem is that makes it the second most annoying thing to clean up that could possibly spill in your house. The most annoying is obviously sand. The second most annoying is kinetic sand. Glitter also bad. I'm telling you, I think we got on the meta early. And you can argue about this all you want, but it worked out fantastically. We told people at my daughter's birthday party last September, we said, don't get her presents. Just, if you don't have to get her anything, but if you want to get her something, get her a little bit of cash or a gift certificate to like a bookstore or a toy store or something like that. And then we'll collate all the stuff that we get and she can buy something that she actually wants. Now, only like half of the parents read the instructions to begin with, which is actually fine because everybody's busy. But it meant that we had half, and if I may, I'm not trying to be rude. You get half as much garbage. And I know, because anytime we go to a kid's birthday party, we're like, we got to buy some garbage for them. It seems like it would be way better if we were just passing around like, you know, Indigo gift certificates or something like that. But you're harvesting your daughter for cash? Bro, it's her cash. It's sitting in her wallet right now. Not a bad idea, though, to use it to fill up her RESP, but still. It is kind of devastating for me that a 5-year-old is sitting on that kind of liquid financial instrument. Because, I mean, every year she's losing like 2-3% on it, but whatever. It's her money. She gets to do what she wants with it. It's not like I'm going to take her birthday money and put it in like a GIC to try to stay ahead of inflation. And I'll be like, when she's 14, I'll be like, you know that money? Well, here's that money plus 7% for the last 9 years. You ever skip the presents opening at the party and open them at home? Yes, that's also great tech. Especially if you're having birthday parties where there's like more than 10 kids coming to the party. Don't open the presents at the party. Open them at home. Do the cake at the end. Everybody gets to eat some cake. Try to pawn off as much food as possible on the people leaving the party, and then open the presents at home. Because then at home, if you wanted to, you could avoid the overstimulation by only opening like one present a day. Instead of opening like 15 presents in a 10-minute window so they have no appreciation for anything but like the last one they opened. You're optimizing memorable childhood events? Yeah, it's literally making them better for everybody involved, including the person whose birthday it is, man. We put some real thought into this. You're just, having a knee-jerk reaction as a rebuttal because of how you've been raised. We're not in the same tier of marketplace of ideas posting here. You are doing the internet thing where you're like, this is the first time I've heard about this, but I just innately assume that it's wrong. I've actually lived through this shit, man. A few times now. A few times. If you had siblings, you'd know the adult birthday is the problem because you're passing around the same $200 5 times a year. That's not a problem, though. That's adult life. I mean, even without siblings, I'm doing that shit with my parents. I'm like, don't get me anything. They get me something. On their birthday, they're like, don't get me anything. And I'm like, you should have thought of that in November. You didn't want to get something, you shouldn't have got me something. But you got me something, so now I'm getting you something. And now as a result of getting you something, Obviously, I'm going to be getting something. Let's just hang out, no gifts. I mean, gifts are fun, man. We got a very, like, anti-gifts culture online these days. I like the squad. I want to change my... I was going to call it my melee gun. I want to change my auto fire gun. My full auto. But that's the same damn one. Are you one for cake or do you get something else? And this is not disrespectful to you. So I apologize if it comes off that way. I'm at the age where it doesn't matter what I want for my birthday anymore. When it comes to my birthday cake, I'm the third person whose opinion matters. The most important is that it's something my child will eat, and the second most important is that it's something my wife will like. Go buy it yourself? I don't really like cake that much, which might be part of the problem. I thought you said ice cream cake. I did, and then I told my parents, get me an ice cream cake. And then when we went over to their house for my birthday, they were like, we just bought a bunch of squares from the local bakery. And I was like, all right. That's fine too, don't get me wrong. But it's kind of where, for me, I realized, oh, okay, the dream is dead. It wasn't bad. Kind of a bleak prospect for me. As you get older, you'll suffer so many greater indignities that this will not even be on your radar, and to complain about it would basically make you out to be like a baby, which you would be. Essentially, that's the way I choose to look at that, is that you will, if you're going to be 37 and be pouting and moody because you didn't get the kind of cake you wanted, you just got to kind of grow up, because it's not really that big of a deal. And if you say something like, it's my birthday, you got to sort of, like, you got to grow up. No, it's good. Like, it would be better if you had the cake you wanted, but it really ain't that big of a deal. The most important thing to me in general is just like, I consider it a good birthday if I can manage to get to bed at the time that I want to get to bed. Almost nothing is a higher priority for me on my list of creature comforts than being able to adhere to the bedtime I would actually love to adhere to myself. My mother-in-law acts like that and she's 70. Yeah, without damning anybody, I feel like the generation 2 above mine sort of just, maybe that's the culture of the generation, is like, you kind of always get what you want at all times, and if you ever don't, it's like a grave injustice. And maybe, I'm hoping it's the sort of thing that doesn't just happen with age. Like, I hope I don't turn 70 and I'm like, but I really wanted to eat, Nando's tonight. I wanted to eat Nando's. I'm hoping it's a generational thing. And when my generation gets that old, we're like, yeah, that's fine. I'll just have something else. Still tastes good. The hell is MG3, bro? It takes 7.62? My dad freaks out if we don't bring balloons on his birthday. That's so fucking funny. He's 70, he freaks out if you don't bring balloons on his birthday? I don't know, man. People are different, I guess is one thing I would say. I know it's a bold statement. If you care about this stuff, like if he cares about it, it is kind of your prerogative as a family member to make sure that he gets what he wants. Like at the same time that it is baby mode to be like, I'm pouting because I didn't get the cake I wanted, even though I'm 65 years old. It is also like, it's his birthday. You should endeavor to get him the cake that he wants on his birthday. But at the same time, it also isn't that big of a, like, I don't know, man. Like old folks pissing, it all depends, though, I guess is what I'm trying to say. If you live to 80, you should get the cake you damn well please. I don't see it. Like, I feel like if you live to 80, you should be able to, you know, take a long-term view of things and be like, maybe I'll just get the cake, I'll get the cake later or something. Because that, it seems to me, no disrespect, it seems to me like you're going to become an entitled old person. And if things keep getting worse, societally speaking, like, the younger generation is going to fucking hate you. They're going to hate you. Because they're going to be like, whoa, you know, the air wasn't sulfuric acid when you were a kid, plus you want a fucking cake? Fuck you, grandma. There is no later at that age. Yeah, but like you're applying rational thought to emotions. It's very Reddit. I think basically, I guess what I'm trying to say is you're either the kind of person that's going to pout because you didn't get your cake, or you're the kind of person that isn't, and maybe there's no change in it. I'm the kind of person who's not going to pout because I didn't get my cake. What's interesting to me too, I have to say, I don't know if this is fully true, but I, believe it or not, I have gotten more patient as I've gotten older, which is very irrational. Because you should be less patient as you get older, because you have less time left on planet Earth. You should be at your most patient when you're like 12 years old. But when you're 12 years old, you're impatient as fuck, man. Sorry, mogging incoming? Wait, this isn't a bot game, bro. You gotta lock in. Hold. You're acting like you're on your deathbed? No, I don't think so. I think it's that most people only consider that the curse of death will actually happen to them once they're on their deathbed. I clocked it a little early. It's crazy to say. I think we all know we're gonna die, but I don't think the average person feels like they're gonna die until they're almost dead. I think they feel like death is something that comes for other people and not for them. And logically, if you ask them logically, if there was a quiz that they got and they were like, will you die one day? They would be like, yes. But if you put them on a lie detector and said, are you going to die one day? They would say yes, obviously, but it would flag as a lie. I believe that they would be, in their heart, I think they truly believe someone's going to solve it before the Reaper tolls for them. I believe that the average person in their spirit believes that it's something that happens to other people and not to them. Not me, though. That's what you thought a decade ago? Yes, most people, they change their opinion as they get worse and worse gastrointestinal infections. You still have half your life ahead of you? That's why I think it's awesome to think about death with half your life ahead of you, because it's not paralyzing, it's emboldening, bro. Wouldn't it be way more depressing to be like, oh, I got lots of time left. Oh, stocks and bonds, stocks and bonds. What are you talking about, motherfucker? It refocuses your thinking so that you actually value the important stuff in your life instead of the minutia that you surround yourself with to distract you from permanent oblivion. That shit ain't real, bro. Damn, he's kind of quick with it. 1 second. Sorry, Jake, I never had a choice. You don't do that at all, though? No disrespect. You know what I do 5 hours a day. Probably even less. You're probably mostly just watching librarian videos. Okay. Forget it, Jake. It's a Rangel. You don't even know yourself, and you deign to know me? Prosaic motherfucker. I don't have space. I don't have space. I don't have, why would I? It's fine. Why would you want more space? Why would you want to loot more first aid kits? You have 8 first aid kits. You don't need them. I just want you to stop saying you're old in your 30s. UPS is hiring. 1 second. I don't even know if that's true with today's job market. It was true when they wrote Flava in Your Ear remix, though. What does that mean? He was making fun of West Coast rappers. Biggie said, I rap better than you, but don't be mad. You can always deliver packages. Which is true. Now that they figured out the last mile shipping. Some of the West Coast stuff is pretty good, to be fair, but... Anyway. What do you think about people who say it's got good benefits, but they don't go to the doctor? Benefits are crazy, man. Flashback to my mom telling me she gets, like, free osteopath visits on her benefits package back in the day. And I'm like, what the hell? It's not even... I'm not even sure that's a real doctor, man. That is good benefits. Yeah, oftentimes you get acupuncture, massage, but even if massage has dubious benefits, I can't deny that it does feel good. So that's a dub. I'm 43 and I won't be old till I'm a corpse? Who fucking cares? I don't know why our society has such an aversion to, like, aging, man. I'll never, you're only old once you start feeling old. Okay, well, who fucking gives a shit, bro? You got gray pubes. Act your age, not your shoe size, but this time in reverse. It's okay to be old, man. I don't want to be one of those, like, 60-year-old dudes who looks like a wax figurine. I want to look like a jacked, natty, but jacked, 6'3", 220-pound, 4% body fat Santa Claus. You want to look like Super Macho Man from Punch-Out? Literally Super Macho Man from Punch-Out. A is goals, and B, I bet that's what Barry from Storage Wars looked like when he took his shirt off. You can't tell me that Super Macho Man was not based on Barry from Storage Wars. W driving. Super Macho Man, not natty. Yeah, he had boulder shoulders for sure. Plus, he could spin around. He could pirouette like 100 times. You never knew when it would end, bro. You're always like, I'm gonna stop ducking. There's no way this could go any longer. And then he catches you with one more, and you're like, fuck. Fucking asshole. Genuinely +2? Yeah, I know a little bit about Super Punch-Out, bro. I know a little bit about counter-punching Piston Hurricane. I know a little bit about Aaron Ryan. Yeah, I don't think so, kid. You in what army? What's worse, 20-year-old unc or 60-year-old nephew? Real person? 60-year-old nephew, a lot worse, in my opinion. 20-year-old, you could, it's not everybody that gets called an old soul, but there are 20-year-old old souls, for sure. There's 20-year-olds who are like aunt-coated, that smell like used bookstores and are like, you know, wear big scarves. Like Adam Carolla posting, but you know what I'm talking about though. There's like, you went to high school with some people and you're like, you're already an aunt. Like you're not actually an aunt, but you're like, you were wearing a necklace with like a big moon pendant on the end. Like, oh, that's so aunt-coded, I don't even know what to say. That's an old soul, and God love him. That's genuine. I get pissed off anytime I'm in the damn department store and I see a 60-year-old dude in the full Gucci tracksuit. I'm like, come on, man. I'm sorry. I don't mean this to be a hater comment, but your skin is not supposed to be that smooth. There's supposed to be a little wrinkle on it or something. You're too smooth for a man of your age. You're suspiciously smooth. Why aren't they letting me hit them with my car? Gaucho's the name of the dog. It's the story of your Tinder date brought their dog to your pet-free Airbnb. That would be an interesting interpretation. You guys know if Walter Becker ever stayed in an Airbnb? What the fuck? Oh, that's the stream sniper. I'm so sorry. If I'd known you were on my side, I wouldn't have taken the shot. Actually makes sense because he says, I don't care what you do at home. That's what I'm saying, man. Would you care to explain? Would you care to explain to the Airbnb owner why there's fucking dog hair here when he specifically said no pets? I fucked this one up real bad. Yep. Swag. Reloading. Pussy money weed, whatever. We hit him pretty good, man. We hit him pretty good. Deadlock time? Mods, you have my permission. Deadlock and Bazaar Andy's, it's on site. They know what they're doing at this point, and I find their compulsion to pretend that they don't know what they're doing, I find it embarrassing, I find it regrettable, I find it cringe. It's on site as far as I'm concerned. Ain't nobody asking for Bazaar? There's a few people, and they don't say, well, sometimes they do say, the Bazaar's had a couple updates. Nothing makes me less likely to play a game than hearing it's been updated. You should come out with your game, and that should be it forever. You should never patch it, ever. I'm sorry, I just don't believe it. You had 10 years to make it. You came out with it, and you went, oh, actually, there's one more thing I forgot about. Yeah, okay, buddy. You think I was born yesterday? Melee mindset? Yes, sir. I wish I could set an auto mod macro anytime someone mentions a game he's not going to play, it just hits you with who asked. You know what I was thinking? It's so funny, but also indicative of not just Discord culture, but the internet culture and also the culture surrounding my stream, that there is a channel in the Discord called Twitch to discuss what's happening on Twitch. And it's literally 100% game suggestions that nobody reads. It's crazy, man. I don't know what happened, and I don't wish ill upon the people. But there are people that bring 3 new suggestions every day, and nobody's reading them. It gives people an outlet. I get, so you're saying it's like a harm reduction type of thing. I could understand that. Like, there's still people in there 365 times a year. They're like, today's the day he's going to play Life is Strange, True Colors. Which is crazy. Like, it's not, like, one time is, like, funny enough. But 365 times, it's the same joke every day. It's crazy, man. I guess I do write the same joke every day. I write chicken potato. But it changes a little bit because I think today's day 9. Today's the Sean Plot day of chicken potato. Day 9, the goat? Might be. Might use the air fryer instead of the microwave today to reheat them. Bro, you look like you're from Gangneung. Chicken rice goes crazy. You got to try it. Actually, might be the move. But the thing is, I have in my household, I have potato sovereignty, which means a lot to me. What that means is my wife does not want to eat the potatoes, so I have full control over the potatoes. If I want to have 2 potatoes today, I can have 2 potatoes without overstepping the line. The thing with rice is we have 1 rice cooker for the whole family. So if I'm making rice, we're also going to be using that rice for dinner, which means 2 things could happen. One is they might eat the rice that I need for chicken rice. My wife might go, oh, some rice in the rice cooker. I'll have rice and banchan for lunch. And now all of a sudden my chicken rice is just chicken. The other one is I might eat the rice for lunch that she had planned for dinner. So she finishes cooking up some, you know, sundubu jjigae or something like that. And she's like, okay, can you get the rice? And I'm like, oh, actually, I ate the rice for lunch. And then all of a sudden, like that would be a much bigger problem. Let's just put it that way. So potato sovereignty is the reason that the potato is the dominant card for me right now, or carb for me right now. Just make more rice? Well, that belies the original purpose of the meal prep, which is to have it essentially ready on demand. And you can make more rice when you find out that you don't have rice for the sundubu jjigae, but that shit is going to take like 40 minutes. That's going to fuck up your whole dinner time planning, and then your whole night's ruined, man. Are you scared of your wife? A little bit. That's like the natural order of things. Obviously, must not be a golfer. The hell is K2, man? Is she scared of you? No, bro. Are you trolling? You really don't get it. You really don't get it after all this time. One day you'll figure it out. Chatters just don't get it, man. Bro, you're 90s, Maxer, man. A man needs to have control of his potatoes, but the rice, that's for the family. You know what's funny to think back? In our generation, where people are having kids never, or if ever, usually having them a lot later, at least where I live, it makes so much more sense. Like, I think it's possible that my daughter, when she's a teenager, will hit me with something like, you just don't understand. And that's going to be true. And I'll be like, you know what? I can't understand. Because I'm 32 years older than you. So I'm like, I grew up in an era that doesn't exist anymore. You're trying to find a way to navigate through an era that has never existed before. So we're trying to find a middle ground here that works for everybody. But she might be right. What the fuck? You ever watch like a movie from the 1980s? What do you mean, Mom, you don't understand? You guys were born 17 years apart. You're literally peers. You should treat her with respect, bro. Mom, you don't understand. What the fuck? Like, Mom's like 34, bro. What do you mean she doesn't understand? You're 17, she's 34. Why are you beefing? That's oomph. Nah, man, you crazy for that one. What was I doing here? Many 30-year-olds are out of touch. I'm actually a little jealous. It's so exhausting being in touch, which is essentially like carrying around the sum total of consensus on every single issue that everybody feels about at all times. The 2x red dot. I think that's the move. Did you wake up ready to start wars today? Cupcake wars, maybe. Is that a show? It sounds like a show that could be on the Food Network. It is. Bet having a young parent is chill if they're breaded. Yeah, but I mean, to be honest, I feel like the only people who are having kids at a young age if they're breaded are like, you know, Mormon sons. Give me a second here. I'm about to say something I regret. Got him. Mormon sons whose dads own like single family private equity companies and stuff like that. Otherwise, if you manage to get breaded like that, I gotta stop. Oh, I really thought I had him too. If you get breaded like that in your mid-20s, most people are like, fuck it. Let's go to Japan. Have a kid at 26? Are you crazy? We'll just go to Japan. Have a kid in a couple of years, bro. Let's go to Coachella. I'm breaded at 26 and had a kid. What state do you live in? I don't need to know the city. What state do you live in? I'm collecting metadata. Washington? Are you breaded because of your job, or did you make a good investment within the last 15 years? My job? Okay, I know who you are. I know who you are. Does your partner work? Stop typing. I need to see the answer. No. Yeah. I know who you are. I don't have anything good for you, honestly. You have to know, especially in Washington, you're in the minority. But I mean, you do you. And I if anything, I think we did our 20s and 30s well. It wouldn't have been the worst thing for me personally to have a kid like 2 years earlier. Something like that. But actually, it would have fucked things up because in my kid's social circle, we're the youngest parents. Sometimes you'll be in a situation, you'll be like figuring out what everyone else's age is, and you're like, what do you mean I'm 14 years younger than you? I had no idea. I thought we were the same damn age, man. That's Neff? I think I'm Neff. I was, especially if you live in Seattle, you gotta know, because I have such a weird, like, non-intersecting social circles, where one circle that I have is people who have a daughter or a son who's exactly the same age as my daughter. And then the other social circle, which is people that I knew before I had a kid, is a bunch of people who I think will probably choose to never have a child ever in their entire lives. And there is no overlap whatsoever between them in almost any possible measurable criteria. Like sometimes the dad circle will be like, well, do you have other friends with kids? And I'm like, no, man. I don't know how many like millennials you know, but I think something happened. I think it was like if you were 20 during the financial crisis, you went, fuck that shit, I'm never having a kid ever. There was like an 80% chance you opted out at that moment. Or you just got one too many voicemails and said, life's too hard. I'm not going to make it any harder. And I think that's... And I think there's some fairness to that, but although I took a different path. Bro, you look like you're from Barclift. It's rare to have nice parents, so we didn't want to become them. I honestly feel like it's kind of normal to have nice parents, to be honest. I think the mean case is parents who are doing their best. I think there's a lot of bad parents out there, but I think the average parent is actually like doing all right. But I was saying this in Chibley's chat. Before I had a kid, whenever I would hear a dad playing like Call of Duty Black Ops 2 on an open mic and his kids were going crazy in the background, I was like, well, what do you want him to do? He's probably decompressing after a hard day at work. Now that I have a kid, I'm like, that dude's a fucking deadbeat, man. Go handle your fucking kids. The fuck do you mean you've been playing Call of Duty Black Ops for 6 hours and your kids are going crazy on the mic? Go fucking, like, go read them a book and go play Lego with them and shit, man. Go, yeah, cook them a nice meal or something like that. What are you doing? That's crazy. I'm literally landing in Fortnite. That's insane. It's hunting season. Probably get a vest or something. My parents were really good, man. I know that's not the case for everyone. I'm not really bragging. I'm just saying, I suppose, but didn't see eye to eye on everything. But you know what? I just also would know some kids have bad vibes, man. Like if you got beef with your parents for some shit that they did, and as an adult you look at that and go, nah, they were out of the pocket for that one. That's between you and them. I can't argue that because I wasn't there. But if you guys started beefing when you were like 14 and you haven't buried the hatchet, all I would say is you might want to go back and reconsider the talks that you had with them, because it's probably pretty hard as a parent when your 14-year-old is starting to run their mouth at you all the time. You just got back from work and shit like that. They're going like, where's my chocolate milk? This is a clan match and shit. And you're like, damn, just give me 2 seconds. And you have no recourse? Bro, chill. We can't let the younger generation know that you literally can't punish them anymore. There are no punishments left. If your child misbehaves, you have no tools available to stop them from misbehaving. This is not me saying you should hit your kids, by the way. This is just me saying if your child at any point realizes that they actually hold the power in the dynamic, it's over. A second, this has got to go. It's got to go there. You could take away the electronics. Oh, your kids are using electronics? First off, self-report. Social services, Tilda Swinton, are you listening? My kids will not be allowed to use any machines. All right, I'm dropping my kid off for an hour. Let me see. I would love to see you. You just got off a hard 9-hour shift. You gotta do the dishes. You gotta go out and run an errand. You gotta go pay a bunch of bills, and the whole time you're getting a little, daddy, look at this, daddy, look at this. I know you're gonna be reaching for the iPad. 100% you're gonna be reaching for that iPad. You're gonna be going, just for a second. Honey, could you just play with your Montessori-approved gig worker wooden playset? Can you just play with your Montessori-approved DoorDasher wooden safety block playset for a minute? Daddy's got to do everything to keep the house running. I don't wanna. My dad plays Raid Shadow Legends. That's fucked up. You gotta break the cycle. I know I brought it up 3 times this week. I think about the chatter who said that his parents just gave up on doing the dishes. It's so messed up, man. To have your parents just be like, nah, I'm not doing this shit anymore. This shit is too damn much. It's so insane, man. Oh. Anyway, what do you mean give up? Yeah, they started to eat off just paper plates, man. Thank you for saying dishes are the easiest chore. I don't know if that's true. I know you're inviting arguments about what's slightly easier, but the dishes are not hard. I think I told you already. I was bonding with another dad when we had people over for dinner on Sunday. And there was we had 11 people in our house. There was a fuck ton of dishes. And people were going like, oh, I wish I could help, but there's only one sink. And I was going, it's actually awesome. The more dishes that I have, the better, because it means I don't have to do anything else. I just get a big pile, and then every 9 seconds, one thing comes off the pile and goes on to a different pile. It's a dream come true. It's like playing an incremental game. But you know what sucks ass? Do I want to be up here? Oh shit. You know what sucks ass? When you have to do dishes, but somebody did dishes earlier in the day, so there's damp stuff in the drying rack, and you're like, fuck. Doing the dishes without having a fully empty drying rack is so annoying. It's so much better to just do all the dishes at once in one session than to do them piecemeal through. It's the only chore where I think that's true. Every other chore is if you just do it, if you just pick up as you go, you don't even notice you're cleaning. The dishes are the exact opposite. It's you want to do that shit in one session. What about laundry? I used to think laundry was the easiest chore, but it's climbing the ranks a little bit. I see you, bro. Oh, you're in a car. It's climbing the ranks a little bit because now I got to start ironing my collars. What the heck? Shit, he's on his way, bro. Here come that boy. That was fucking sick. Oh Lord, he coming. You could just wear quarter zips all the time. Yeah, but again, I'm not trying to say that the way you live your life is a sham. Everyone's got to pick their own battles, man. I mean, here's one thing for you. I'm applying your laundry energy to chicken potato. People are saying, you should put more care into your meal prep. And I'm going, nah, I'm getting enough at this point. I'm getting enough out of my meal prep that I don't really feel like I would get anything else from putting more effort into it. And now I'm going to say something insulting, which is not fair, and says something about my character. Because I'm going to say, nah, I'd rather just wear nicer stuff and then go through the necessary steps required to clean it, even if it is a little annoying. How are you getting enough fiber from chicken potato? I'm eating other stuff throughout the day. Chicken potato mostly just sort of like a lunch thing. We got a little breakfast involved as well. A little dinner, the occasional snack. I do think the next step of chicken potato... This seems bad. The next step of chicken potato is... Someone in my Discord said, I just have a big container of chopped green peppers that I add to all my meals so I can get some vegetables and some fiber. And I said, you know what? That's a great fucking idea. I didn't even know you could do that, man. Maybe I'm just going to chop up a bunch of vegetables that go crazy raw and then just add them to every single chicken potato. I saw him. And this is a Russian moment. Mogged. Haters are gonna say that he's a stream sniper. Haters are gonna say he's a stream sniper, but he took shots at me. What veggies go crazy raw? Leafy greens, green peppers, all the peppers really, except maybe jalapenos. Don't throw a stun grenade at me. Yeah, carrots. Can't really deny carrots. Oh, shit. We're chill, bro. How did that miss? I might be blind. I literally might be blind. They were right there. They were standing right there. It took my brain like 5 seconds to acknowledge that that was a human being. They blended in with the tree. I might need to see that one on the death cam. But dishes, I really think the next stage, maybe you enter middle age. You enter adulthood when you stop. There's got to be a bit that we can get here. You go from kid to adult when you start doing the dishes. You go from young adult to middle age when you like doing the dishes. I think that might be the play, man. Your banter is so depressing today. What do you want me to say? I got a wholesome chungus Funko Pop. Did you guys see that Sinners got 16 Academy Award nominations? I think this is good. Like, what are you talking about, bro? I'm talking about life. Maybe something positive? Doing the dishes is not negative, man. What are you talking about? This is like, oh, it's so depressing to talk about doing the dishes. It is to me. That you need to grow up. You need to grow up, man. That's crazy. I'm not getting baited to the point where I'm calling your whole life into question, but a whole fucking getting depressed over somebody talking about doing the dishes is crazy, man. What do you love to make for your family? Clean sink. Next question. Fuck you. Today is giving you'll never be happy energy. I'm literally happy all the time. And you're mad at me for being happy over this. Like, this is plum popcorn. I'm Quirk Chungus doing the dishes, talking about my doing the dishes meta, and you're going, fuck you, I hope you die. You're wanting me to die for saying Gen Z boss in a mini. I'm telling you how to find happiness doing the dishes because you're going to have to do the dishes anyway. And you're saying some juvenile shit like, no, I'll only be happy if I find a way to never have to do the dishes ever again. I'll actually structure my entire life so that I never have to do a chore. So I have a little bit more free time to do fuck all with, to watch your fucking stream with. That's naive, bro. That's not how it's going to fucking work. Bit by bit, they're going to start clawing at you. The responsibilities are going to start clawing at you. The best thing you can do for your own mental health is to lock in and be like, I'm going to make it as good as possible.